All right. So let's talk about his future teammate now, Maduka Okoye.
He's already his national teammate.
His national. I'm looking at club level now. Future teammate at club level.
That is if he stay at the club next.
Yeah, if he
next
stay at the
year.
club, and these both guys have always dreamt of playing in the Premier League, and I hope Watford stay up this season because they are definitely in that at some one way or the other in that relegation fight. But recently, just yesterday, the news broke that Maduka Okoye will become a Watford player from January 1st, and he will be sent back on loan to Sparta till the end of the season. I mean, the rise of this young goalkeeper. We had Omar Katuba. I mean, he's the only person I know who brought Maduka Okoye into the limelight. I don't know.
It's not like he's the only person. Give the man his flowers. Omar Katuba is many things to many people.
Yeah.
But Omar Katuba gave us Maduka Okoye.
Yeah.
We can't no matter anybody that discuss Maduka Okoye, even if Maduka Okoye tomorrow behave the way most footballers behave and forget his roots, we will not forget. And that's why I like social media. Yeah. We will not forget. This history is not something that I need a lecturer to teach me in classes. We will not forget that Omar Katuba move hell and high waters on, move stones, rocks, and everything to make sure Maduka Okoye comes to limelight. And after doing that, he still keep pushing him, exposing him to brands and all that, pushing him out there, getting him exposed. People don't know how expensive it is to do all those things anyway. So some people are like, hey, he's fancying him. He's fancying me, but he's paying his transport fare. And one of the things that Nigerians need to know, or the globe, Nigerian footballers are the stingiest group of people in the world. So just know that when you see a journalist hanging out with a footballer, it's not because he's collecting money from the footballer. Most times, it's even the journalist that is giving the footballer money. I'm saying, see, this thing is going to be online. So it's not like I'm afraid to say it. I'm saying it in secret. This is a fact. So sometimes when you people see Nigerian journalists hanging out with footballers, you don't collect money. Not lie. There's not a Nigerian footballer anywhere that gives anybody money. If they give you, they'll gossip you around themselves. So just maybe they give you one jersey, they give you. That's why I always tell people, they give me jersey, I know they will. I'll give them out to. I don't working on the society. You don't collect money. I don't want that. You understand? But anything about Maduka Okoye rise to the Nigerian national team.
Yeah.
Omar Katuba's name must be there. Let's give the man his flower. Then credit to Maduka Okoye for taking the opportunity and living up to it because he's really done that. We'll give him credit for that. But Maduka Okoye and Omar, they are similar strings right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's 22 years old. You look at the rise of the young goalkeeper, from the youth team, Fortuna Düsseldorf, from Bayer Leverkusen, Fortuna Düsseldorf. From the youth team, went to the first team. Then he went to Sparta Rotterdam, played at the youth team, promoted to the first team, where he hasn't done badly actually. He's done so well. I mean, they cherish him at the club. He made a couple of saves in games.
He was even in the IAS conversation.
And he was in the IAS conversation when what's the goalkeeper? Onana was banned and all that. Then he went to the Super Eagles. With all the challenges, he staked his claim as the number one. Right now, you can see Maduka Okoye is the first choice goalkeeper for the national team, and now Watford in the Premier League. What do you make of this move? Coming to play in the Premier League, we all know the glamour the Premier League comes with. Every player dreams of playing in the Premier League. Now, what do you make of this move, Maduka Okoye?
Every modern player.
Every modern player.
I wanted to play in Italy.
Okay, so every modern player. I mean, there's just something about the pool of of the Premier League. Now, Maduka Okoye will play in the Premier League next season if Watford stay up. I need to say that again. If they stay up. So what do you make of this move to Watford in general? I mean, there are other Nigerians there. It's becoming a Nigerian club. We have Ekong, Getebo, Dennis, and other Nigerians there.
In storytelling, next to a comeback story, the next best thing after a comeback story is a Cinderella story. And I know that there are no prince in shining armor. There's nobody who's going to kiss a frog. There's nobody who's going to see a glass issue and all that. Those are just allegories that were used to tell a story to beautify the heart. But in a metaphorical form, let me extrapolate this and say that the greatest thing that can ever happen to you is to have a Cinderella story of rise and rise and rise and rise to glory and fame and success and all that. It's akin to your story too, because every time I look at you, I remember Sheglo, I remember Kamal, I remember other people, and I was like, okay, these people had the same opportunity. I also love Kamal because he's doing great where he is. These people had the same opportunity, but look at Emmanuel. Emmanuel is pretty much a superstar right now. None of us, when we started at your stage, at this stage, 3 years or 4 years into it, this famous. Some of us didn't even have access to players. Some of us who are even ex-players didn't have access to players. But look at the kind of place you are because of social media and the rest of them. So the story of Maduka Okoye is a beautiful story. I would really love to, in the future, do a feature film about him. And I keep talking about feature film, and people are like, are you not a filmmaker? if you handle camera, you're a filmmaker. If I have Kalejai and I have the teams that are around me, my job is to get a good script around the story of the man, and then the film will be done. And thanks to people like the Trust Ekong, who would help us with some piece of content eventually that we have to buy from him. It would also help with the storytelling. But I think it's nice to see that all of a sudden a player went from, as you can't buy a Leverkusen youth team, Fortuna Düsseldorf, went to Rotterdam, and here you are today. It also teaches that don't always wait for the big call. Know that you're a small fish in the big ocean. Okay, you can always go and start somewhere low. He went to the Netherlands. I remember people saying that, and what is he going to do in Rotterdam? This is moving from Germany. He should be ambitious. Borussia Dortmund is there, Mainz, Bayern Munich. All these things are there. Why is he going to Rotterdam? Even if you're going to the Netherlands, why not go play for Ajax, Feyenoord, PSV Eindhoven that are playing continental? Because we have a way of overrating our own and thinking that they are all mega stars. But as we are today, you can see that story has changed, that narrative has changed, and hopefully, like you said, if they stay at the top, now we're also very interested in making sure that we supporting Watford to the point where they survive, because there are so many Nigerians. My only drawback with having so many Nigerians concentrated in one club is there is the juggle of, if all of them are informed, there is no club that will let 5 players go to any competition at once for you. So if all of them are informed, World Cup is a must. Clubs want their players to go to the World Cup because of the money that they will get in return. And Maduka Okoye would keep, first 3 games. They know they will get, FIFA will pay them. So then go to the next round. But then when it comes to the AFCON, European clubs are not really pleased with the AFCON. We can do with January because January is already come and gone. But think about the next AFCON. If 5 of them are concentrated in Watford and they are playing either in the Championship or they are playing in the Premier League, would Watford allow 5 Nigerians who are regular in their starting lineup leave their team and go play in the African Nations Cup for 6 to 7 weeks? Is that a doable thing? And then for only one country, and then you got to think again. There is also there are some other club players in that team that plays for other African countries.
They also signed an African defender, Cameroonian defender.
So well. You're looking at a possible 9 to 10 or 8 to 9 African players living in one window. By the time they come back, the club is dead now. So that's my only fear. But on the doormat right now, I am saying congratulations to Maduka Okoye. Great story. Plenty of opportunity for Omar Katugba to write the next chapter. Omar Katugba will probably become the Guillermo Balagu for Maduka Okoye, the way Guillermo Balagu is for Pep Guardiola. I'm very happy for him. There is nothing to go back on. This makes me feel very, very happy. Congratulations to the young man. I just wanted to mention Precious, and Precious showed up calling us. So let's take his call because I wanted to make all this conversation around Precious. Hello, Precious. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Yes. Yeah. I want to talk about Maduka Okoye. Okay. Yeah. So for Maduka, I think it's the master stroke game. There is the fact that Ben Foster is English and is currently the number 1 at Watford. But if we look at the way the deal has been structured, I mean, it looks like the stage is actually set for Maduka to take the baton from Ben Foster. The Foster is currently 68 years. By the time Maduka is going to be joining with Watford for his first full season, Foster is probably going to be 39, closing in on 40. We don't want a 40-year-old that's going to run in the Premier League when it's not the bridge we're talking about here. So I believe that it's a very, very good deal for him. Maduka is a very good goalkeeper. However, coming into the Premier League, there's one area of the game which I would like to see him improve a lot, and that is his command of his area, his ability to command the centre back. Maduka, even from his facial expression alone, looks like a very quiet guy, like the guy who doesn't want to ruffle feathers. Yeah. So I think that is one area where he will have to improve. So that he doesn't experience the same thing Pepper experienced and Chelsea. Pepper is somewhat shy. It affected him a lot in terms of performance. So that's one place man has to improve.
All right, so it's a £5 million deal, and Watford announced on their page that they are pleased to reach an agreement to sign the highly rated young goalkeeper on a 5.5 year deal that will begin on January 1st, 2022. So a good one for Maduka Okoye. I mean, the growth is really something to write about, and I will wish him all the best when he eventually will make that move. That should be the 2022-2023 football season for Watford right there in England.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.